Hey everybody. So, I was talking to Corey, and this is Sheldon, by the way, and we're in our studio. I was talking to Corey, and I said, Corey, where do you want to go? You know, we're limited in our scope on where we teach. We only teach at our school, Sheldon's Art Academy, Portfolio Art School, which is, you know, an extension of Sheldon's Art Academy. Sheldon just means Jewish mom. It just means that you're cared about. It means you're paying it back. That's the term Sheldon's Art Academy. And I was talking to Corey, and I said, hey, Corey, you know, what do you want to do? And what he asked for is that we do a master's series of videos. Take it to the next level. Now, we're only available at Sheldon's Art Academy, Portfolio Art School, and San Jose State. I don't believe in being spread out too thin, and was kind of spread out a bit thin. So we're kind of bringing it in and tightening it up a bit. Now, the goal is that we take the videos that we already have, which are serious in the foundations. I'm very lucky, we've talked about this for a long time, that at a very young age, I got to meet real masters. You know, at the age of 13, I was studying with a, Max Fleischer director, Edwin Rayberg. Studied with him till I was in my 20s. And we're passing on that information. Walking down the hallway in a studio as a 19-year-old, a 20-year-old, you have these old guys, they're sitting on like 5 whoopee cushions and, and pillows, and they're saying, hey, young man, get in here. And you walk into the studio, into their offices, and they say, you see this? And they show you, they physically show you what to do. And they just pass down this information. The Jack Ozarks, I used to go to his house. When you go into Jack and Shayna's house, and you have that rapport, Ann Gunther running down to her desk every day. The clock stops at 10, at 10:30, it's break time, running down the hill as fast as you can, down the stairs. And she was waiting for me, and she taught me background painting. That information needs to be passed down, and it needs to be passed down unselfishly. And it needs to be passed down, with money spent, but only when required. Like at our school, there's overhead. I mean, it's expensive to have a store in a mall. But when we're online, it doesn't have to be that expensive. Just what's necessary. And then we pass it down. But if every single thing that we do applies, Riley's no mystery. My God, I studied with Fred for 6 years. Every day I'm in there with Fred Fixler. But I also studied with Glenn Vilppu, and I also studied with Brian Eastman, and I also studied with everybody else that was there. Every teacher at Brandeis I got to study with. Riley's no mystery. It's rhythms. It's the rhythm chart. How do you apply it? So let us apply that to the drawing and painting, but then directly to the industry. So somebody in Bahrain can live their dream. So somebody in Germany, or somebody who's, a surfing instructor in Greece, can get the same information if you're here in Hollywood. And that's going to be our goal. Yeah, if we have to charge you, but we'll make sure it's reasonable. We'll make sure that you get more than you could imagine. And then we'll be accessible to you. Just give Corey an email, or go ahead and text me at Portfolio Art School. Let us know what you need, and then every week when we do these, free videos, we will dedicate it to you, and we'll answer your questions. So these are all different techniques. Now you might be saying, yeah, but this is kind of fine artsy, No. This directly applies to your character design. This directly applies to your layout. This rhythm right here of these muscles, that is your bark on a tree. This flow right here could be the clouds, in a layout, in a background. So what we're going to do with the Master Series that we're starting, is we're going to take all the fundamentals that I've already done. They've been there for a really long time before NMA, before all these different things. We've had these fundamentals right there, and they're so accessible. We're going to apply all of those fundamentals already done to actually working, and I think that's going to be the fun part. I've only worked as an artist. I'm 58 years old. I started working professionally at 19, and I started learning from mentors at 13. Worked on so many different areas, from animation to working, in aerospace. Worked on the Challenger. Worked on the space shuttle. Worked in advertising, huge advertising campaigns. Worked as an art director. Worked as a creative director, worked on everything from feature films to TV, to video games, to commercials, to training films. All of that comes together, but it all pulls out of these fundamentals. So at Corey, I asked him, what do you want to do? And he said, show them how to do it. Show them how to apply it. And that's what we're going to be doing and continue to doing. But we're going to be pulling from the videos we already have, which are accessible at Portfolio Art School. So the school's phone number is 818-706-9444. Sheldon's Art Academy. If you just put in Sheldon Borenstein, you're going to get it there. Yeah, some people like you, some people hate you. I just got a text from this morning from a kid in graduate school, just saying thank you. She wouldn't be there without what we do. All we can do is love unconditionally. All we can do is give all we've got, and take it from there. But it's a lot of fun. This one here was a demo, and I got to work on it some more. It's not what I had in mind. But if you notice, the brushstrokes do take you on a journey. But you know what? I think what we want to do today, starting out, having some fun, is do a demo on it with a technique going back to the Renaissance that not a lot of people really know about. We know about it at our school, of course, because we use this stuff every day. And but it goes back long ago. Now, as far as the lectures go, we'll have fun with them. We're not going to go too crazy. It's a new world. In my college classes, I'm no longer doing any crazy narratives. It's just informed demos, and it seems to be working really well. We're kind of in more of a sensitive world right now, and I think it's better off, leaving alone. But, as a tribute to Robin Williams, who is my hero, it was a lot of fun, and it was a good run, but they were all made up. One funny thing was I sat down with a student, and I asked her, I said, do you know where the lectures come from? And she said, no. And I started playing. She had never seen Lethal Weapon. She had never seen, Young Frankenstein. Well, if you haven't seen those things, then you don't understand the lectures. So it's a new world. So we'll have fun, but we're not going to go too overly crazy, which is easier for me because I have to make up all that stuff. But if you go back to the Renaissance and you look way back, there are tools that were used that people don't really understand. And one of the most famous ones that I love to use the most is right there. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the dark chocolate Milky Way. So here we go. We're going to do a drawing. And we're going to use this very, very, very famous tool. So we're at 8 minutes, so we're going to pause. And then we're going to come back, and Corey will cut it together. And let's do a drawing. There's 3 different lanes. It'll be the scribble for the story, shape for design, and form for the the structure. And then on top of that, you put your tone. The difference between a professional artist and an artist just doing it kind of for fun or for themselves, which is totally fine. My sketchbooks are for me, my art is for me, but when I'm working professionally, man, it's got to have a process because I have to be able to do it again and again and again. One of the things I forgot that I'm working in that I love more than probably anything I've ever done is working in forensics. The people you work with in forensics are incredible. And the teamwork and the family and everybody coming together to solve situations and come up with the answers. And I'm so honored to be part of them. And every day I study and every day I thank them. And those are my new mentors. And these are the people that they've become family. And and you just love them. And, you know, to be included in that very elite world, I'm just honored. And I study and I learn, and I get to work in forensic reconstruction, which I love. Okay, I'm gonna hit pause, and then we're gonna take this tool puppy for a ride and do a drawing. Okay, so this is one of the more serious of the tools that you were able to buy back then. Now, it was difficult because you kind of want to have these to be frozen. Back then, I would have to use my, my sword or my knife to cut this open. But this one comes in a 2-pack, and it had to be, kind of really cold. So what we used to do is put it under Van Gogh's arm because he was a little crazy and cold, and it would freeze. Okay, so it comes with 2. So we'll put this one aside. The way they designed this tool is it's round on the sides here, and you got a sharp edge here. So this will be for laying and putting down tones. Got a round edge here, put down flat tones. And then you have your sharp edge, which will give you line, and cross contours. Okay, are you ready? I'm gonna have a seat. And here we go. Mark from here, and here, and here, and let's have some fun. So the first thing I want to do is, just like with any tool, is put down your laying. So as we know, back in the Renaissance, that's where the term cool came from. And so this is taken from a master drawing, but I'm adjusting it quite a bit. People always ask, do you copy? And I say, no, never copy. Yeah, I mean, when you're studying, of course, you copy. But if it already exists, why do we need the artist? And that's the big question. So most of the stuff you're going to do as an artist, is that somebody else can use it. See? And, you want to be able to use the stuff, design something. So, at that point, you need to be able to, draw to your head. But of course, you're always studying. So that's the lay-in. It's getting a little bit melty. So you want to make sure, if you're too hot. Okay, so we got that. Okay, so now the next part is going to be hitting your landmarks. There's one, pit of the neck. Walk on down the sternum. Okay, then the end of the sternum there, another landmark. And then come around. Now here, we're going back, see? So if you want, you can put an arrow in. So that's fine. Come on down here, find the motivator. The motivator is going to be what the story tells the story. So this is going to fall down. So we have that. That's your design. Now this goes back. So you might want to think of this as as kind of a gunny sack. Okay, so going back. So for any of you that are wondering, what happened? You were on this site and I'm no longer there. No animosity, no problem. Just didn't work out. It wasn't, just wasn't meant to be. And no animosity, no issues. I don't have time for that. It's just, powers to be said, hey, time for you to move on. And I said, okay, I'm happy. So here, there really wasn't much going on for years anyways. I don't think I did anything in that site for, God, 2 years or so. So, okay, so this is going to come, it's going to go away and it's going to come towards. But now I got to see the bottom of the foot. And in my drawing, I don't see the bottom of the foot. So we have that. Oh, we're starting to melt here a little bit. That's because, you know, I'm really hot. You know, I'm kind of a hot artist here, you know. It's like, whoa, dude. Okay, so here we go. All I need to teach you guys is my desk. I have a library of probably over 1,000 books. I have my phone, and I have Velcro to a light, and my Corey. I don't really need anything else. And then just passing down information. I don't need this crazy anal retentive to drive you out of your mind stuff. Okay, so here's a toe. So now I gotta say this leg, so this would be the big toe here. Okay, so we got that. Favorite part of working with this tool is you never starve. It's great. It's just terrific. But it's nice to have a rag. So, okay, so here we go. So we have that. Now this part is real important, and this is going to be in your character design. So here we go. This is then going to take you this direction to your hip here. So there's your iliac crest. Anterior and posterior iliac crest. Okay, and then your glutes are going to come out of that. And I don't want any jokes about dark chocolate Milky Way coming out of the glutes. That would be highly immature, and I would never think of that. Okay, here we go. And then this iliac crest here, the tummy is going to overlap. But here, this is where it kind of fits over, kind of like drapery. And that's really important, okay? So if I'm looking at a portfolio, this is where I'm going to look right here. This is crucial right here because this is your structure, okay? So then you can use the side of this tool. You get a nice sharp edge right there. Okay, so then this overlaps, and we have another overlap here. And then we'll use the chest. Now you see how I've got this line going like there? I'm using design, okay, like that. And then here's your pectoralis. And then here's the breast. Now we'll use the breast as also a tool to show the mass. And again, that's going to be in your character design. Because these forms, how these forms lay on each other and evolve, that's the crucial part. So that's why we're learning classic drawing. And again, they all exist in our videos. There's like 60 videos, but there's packages. Corey put them into packages. I also have textbooks. Now, the textbooks are interesting. We sell them at San Jose State, and we sell them online, but we don't really sell them at our school. And the reason why is when people buy them at the school, they never show up again. So the IT Advanced Book is extremely comprehensive. It's like an entire drawing tool course. It was done for an actual institution, and then in the end, you know, my attorney didn't allow me to sign their contract, which was interesting. And so we didn't do anything. So I turned it into a book, but it's an actual course. So the Advanced IT Book pretty much takes you there, okay? The boot camp is just a workbook. So if you take the IT books and you say, okay, I want to do a workbook to guide me because people don't know where to start, just get the IT book and just start on page 1, and you'll see that that guides you, okay? And this is starting to melt, which is pretty funny. I'm just going to put in the lights coming this way. So put in a cast shadow. So if you can predict the results of a tool, it's a technique. So people ask me, you know, they'll say, what tool did you use? And I'll say a magic one. You know, because it's not the tool, it's the knowledge. So we want to get that knowledge for you guys, you know, for all of you. And then what can happen is you can start applying that. Now, you know, I love telling this story, and it's a dirty story, so I have to try to clean it up. So you have two bulls on a hill, and one bull says, you know, young bull runs up to the old bull and says, "Hey, old bull, you see all those candy bars down there? There's Milky Ways, there's, you know, there's See's candy." I mean, they're up on a hill. It's a dirty story, so I'm trying to clean up. So you got all those candy bars. What do you say, you know, we walk down there and grab one of the candy bars? And the old bull looks at the young bull and says, the young bull says, "What do you say we run down there and grab one of those candy bars?" And the old bull looks at the young bull and says, "What do you say we walk down there and grab them all?" And that's kind of, I think, where I want to go with my students, is everybody's so worried. They're like, okay, I'm a storyboard artist, or I'm a character designer, or, you know, I'm a layout artist, and, you know, I've got to do that one thing. And I'm saying, why don't you study the fundamentals, really have some fun with them, and do it all? And this is really melting. You know, and do all of it. And that's the key. So that's what my teachers taught me. And, you know, Glenn Vilppu said, if you can learn to draw, paint, design, you can do it all. And Glenn and I are still very close, and he is my family. And I will see him in a week. Okay, so we go. So that's the books. The regular IT book is more, you know, more of the, it's got all the more foundation stuff in there. Both the books have it. I like the advanced one. The IT book, you know, that one. So you have the IT book 5th edition. You have the boot camp, which is your, you know, like your workbook, and then you have your advanced book, which, you know, got the course. You put that in with the videos, you're pretty much good to go. And what you're going to get is everybody. You're going to get all the, like, more of the classical. You're going to get more. You're going to get the Vilppu. You're going to get the Fixler. You're going to get. But we've put it all together like we do at our school, and you're not going to understand. You're not going to realize that you're studying stuff that, you know, it's so diverse. Okay, it's really melting. So here is a drawing of a very old tool. And here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue to, this is cute, to have fun with videos. Should be getting them every week, I'm hoping, depending on schedule, because I'm still a working artist. And then we're going to do, you know, a master's series, which we've been doing for a long time. But we want to do with technology. I mean, I've got an iPad. I can draw right on the iPad and start to animate for you. Show you how to do your layout so you can have your organization, and then start applying it. And for the people that live close who get to come to my school, that's great, you know. But man, you kind of really fall in love with the people that are far away, and you like them. And so for those guys, hi, and come see us at Portfolio Art School. We've been there for over 15 years. We're not going anywhere, okay? All right, have a good one. Talk to you later.